Welcome back to another new session. Today we are going to be starting the most important chapter, that is called marketing. Marketing is a pretty large chapter, but it is a very simple chapter in terms of explanation. So there are chapters where you have to study a lot to concentrate, but marketing is a chapter where you already know the answers. You just need to know the questions for the answers, and you need to actually know that okay, this explanation or this particular answer which I already know fits into this particular question. So that is what the entire marketing chapter is about. So this particular chapter, I have created a small mind map for this particular chapter, but the detailed mind map I would give it to you probably in the second session or in the third session, because I didn't want to scare you initially. But one of the important terminologies about learning this chapter, especially marketing chapter, is to know what is coming in the mind map. If you know what is coming in the mind map, then learning the chapter is just a piece of cake for you. So trust me. Now, what are the topics that we have? Okay, these are like the basic questions what I have put here for you, like what is market, then what is marketing, then important features of marketing, then what can be marketed, who is a marketer, then you have marketing management. Okay, so all these which I have ticked are like 2 markers and 1 markers. So I'll just put a flower bracket here so that, and I will write here 2 markers, or it would come for 1 marker. Now from here, that is marketing and selling and role of marketing, marketing mix elements and all these would come as 8 marker slash 4 marker. Okay, so this is how I'm going to put it. Now elements of marketing mix, so we have here marketing and selling, marketing management philosophies, functions of marketing, role of marketing, marketing mix and elements of marketing. Now as you go higher, and as you grow as well, you will step into your degree and you would step into your other masters as well. This particular chapter called marketing is very important, because as you do your masters, in case you're planning to do this particular subject, this particular chapter here is an entire subject. Okay, so that's how depth marketing is. So it's very important, and in terms of scoring for your final exam, this chapter has 20 marks weightage. So I'll write it here. It has 20 marks weightage. So by hook or crook, please ensure you're studying this chapter and not going to leave this chapter at any instance. Now below elements of marketing and marketing mix, that's elements of marketing mix, there are 4 important elements of marketing mix, that's product, price, place and promotion. Now below each you have like four subdivisions that come. Example, for product mix you have product, branding, labeling and packaging. So product again has classifications of products and features of different types of products. Branding has advantages, it has features, and what is the importance of a good brand name. Then labeling also again has importance and features. Packaging also has importance and features. Now price mix doesn't have any classification below it, but it has a solid 8 marker called as what are the factors or determinants which affects pricing. Now place mix has it's been divided into types of channels, functions and components. Now if you ask me, in the elements of marketing mix, main important is product, price and promotion, because under promotion you have advertising, below advertising you have merits and demerits of advertising, features of advertising, below personal selling again you have division, below sales promotion again you have a division, below publicity again you have division. So if you ask me, these four are very important, and that's the reason I've just put it very small here for you. And probably in my next session I would really state what comes and what is the classification, everything below the elements of marketing mix, because it's very important for you to understand. So if you're going to make note of it, it's going to be much more important. Now, what is the things that we're going to be learning? We're going to finish all the questions of 2 markers, and yeah, probably we're going to finish the features of marketing and the philosophies of marketing today. And in the next session, we would be discussing the functions of marketing, and we'll be talking about the, let's say, the difference between marketing and selling. Now, what exactly is marketing? Now, marketing is not, when I say, okay, what is marketing? What do you feel is marketing? You would try to tell me, ma'am, marketing means selling. But in reality, marketing does not refer to selling. Okay, marketing is a process which is even starting before you can sell a product. Okay, that means if you want to manufacture a product, first you take a survey of the customers, target customers, to see what do they feel is important, or what do they feel that they want to taste or buy, or let's say eat. What is their wants? It's their needs and it's their wants that you need to first understand, and depending on the needs and wants, you need to manufacture those products, and then you need to think about selling those products. So actually see huge companies, there are a lot of these companies which spend billions and millions together just in the process of marketing. So it's not that they spend a lot of money in manufacturing the product, they spend a lot of money in marketing their product and understanding who are their target customers. Okay, so that is the terminology of marketing, and that is why marketing is so important, because if you know how marketing is working, you can actually manufacture goods and you can actually start selling them. Now, coming down to the answer for you to understand, if you want to market or if you want to sell, you can sell goods, you can sell services. Now again, goods are divided into consumer goods and capital goods. Consumer goods are what? Toothpaste, then you can say donuts, shoes, whatever, all these are all goods. Services are any services which is provided, any service which has been provided by the doctor, by a taxi person, let's say your mom, she's providing you, she's helping you, all these are services. So what is marketing? Marketing is just not a terminology, it's nothing but you are manufacturing goods and you're providing services, and you're ensuring that the producers and the consumers are coming together to go ahead and purchase these goods or services. So the term marketing has been described as a performance of the business activity. It flows from goods and services from producers to consumers. Okay, so marketing is not merely a post-production activity. I just told you, know, it's not a post-production activity. It's not something that you do after you produce the product. You are doing the activity even before the product is being manufactured. So that is what is called as marketing. Now, who's the you have a definition called as marketing management, which will come for a 2 marker. Let me write it here for you, 2 marker. So I have just put in one particular definition according to Philip Kotler. Now, who is it? Who is he? He is a person who has done a lot of research and management studies and do marketing and understanding. So even if you go into your higher education, this particular person is very important, because he's written a lot and he knows, he possesses a lot of knowledge on marketing and the strategies of marketing. So what exactly he is saying? He's saying you need to understand what is your target market. Okay, who are your target customers, and what exactly you are supposed to create. Okay, to whom are you delivering the products, to which target customers, whether it's children, whether it's middle group people, that's middle-aged people, whether it's old. So who are your target customers that you're creating value for, is what he is saying that you need to understand. Only if you're able to understand who your target customers or your target marketers are, can you start creating value, can you actually start using your products. So this is the particular definition I have put. You can learn this, you have to learn this definition. They would ask you what is the meaning of marketing management according. So you need to start off. According to Philip Kotler, marketing management is an art or a science of choosing the target markets, getting and keeping and growing customers through creating, delivering, communicating superior customer values of management. So this is actually very important. Why? Because you're creating value for the customers. Okay, that's so this is even before you can start producing your products. Now you have a 4 marker. Okay, let me write it down here. 4 marks. This question is going to be asked for. So what are the features of marketing? You have 4 important features of marketing. The first one is need and wants. The second one is customers value. Third is exchange mechanism or creating a market offer. You can even jumble up the points. There is no problem to it. Now, what is the features? The features is something that comes from the meaning. I have always taught you that. So in the meaning, we have actually learned it's a process. Okay, it's even done before you can actually produce your products. That means what? You are finding value to the customers. You're finding who are your target customers. Then because of that, you're creating a market for your customers, and you're ensuring that there is an exchange mechanism. That means there is buying is equal to selling that is happening here, and there is a need for your products. Okay, simply you're not just starting to sell your products. There is a need. People are in need of your products, and that's the reason you are selling your products. So yeah, so the first one is need and wants. Now I have put it here very clear for you. You just have to learn the important terminologies, and it's something that's very easy. I'll tell you why it's easy. Because need is something where you really need it, and it's the basic satisfaction of every human person. Example, what is the basic need of people? It's food, shelter, clothing. That is the basic need of people, which cannot be deprived. That means people cannot survive without the basic needs of food, shelter, clothing. It's very important for them. Now what is the meaning of want? Want is nothing but desire. Your economics, you know, right? Wants are something which people desire. Like example, I want to eat Chinese food, I want to eat, let's say, Italian food, or let's say Mexican food. So what is it? It's my want. I want to satisfy my inner desire, my inner need. And wants are few, needs are few, but wants are many. That means what? Needs, you only have the basic needs of food, shelter, clothing, your job security. These are your needs, and these needs cannot change because it's the same for everyone. Everybody wants food, everybody wants shelter, everybody wants clothing, everybody wants a job. So these are the needs, but our wants keep changing. Okay, depending on, let's say, the money that we have, the income that we have. So what is demand? Demand is nothing but it's backed by the ability to buy and the willingness to buy. Now, the ability and the willingness to buy comes because we are driven by the wants that we have. So the basic example is that you need to eat, you feel like eating a dosa. Either you feel like eating let's say a South Indian meal, or you feel like eating a North Indian meal. If you are from the north, you will feel like eating North Indian food. If you're from the south, you'll feel like eating the South Indian food. So the marketing organizations understand the needs of people, and depending on the needs of people, they start satisfying their wants. So there are different restaurants and hotels which start satisfying their wants. So that's the first feature of marketing. Now the second one is, before we can go to the second one, like this is just like one small diagram which I've inserted for you, which you need to understand. So what are the basic needs we have? We have like psychological needs, we have basic needs, we have self-fulfillment needs. Then we have wants. The wants are nothing but cultural and individual personality. That means every individual personality have their own wants. And the demand is nothing but the buying capacity. It's within our capacity to buy. Now, the second one is creating a market offering. What is the meaning of creating a market offering? Okay, market offering word itself tells you it's a self-explanatory word. Now, what exactly is market offering? It's nothing but you are selling the products to the customers. You are offering the product to the customers, and when you offer a product to the customers, you're ensuring that the taste, the value, the quality, the size, and all the given features of the product is really affordable and it's available at several other outlets, and they don't have to suffer to just buy the product. Example, if you are a person who is of, let's say, middle income group, you cannot afford to buy an let's say iPad or an iPhone, but you can definitely afford to buy an Android mobile of, let's say, 10,000 rupees. So what is happening here? Companies understand the need that you have, and they are ensuring that they are manufacturing a product based on your needs and based on your wants. So they are creating a market for you. So depending on the market that they see that there is a need that you have, depending on the need, they're creating a market for you, and others also want to buy. So if you are a person, you have enough sufficient amount of money and you have a craze to buy an iPhone, you will ensure that you can buy an iPhone because you can spend 1 lakh or, let's say, 60,000 or 70,000. It's a small amount for you. So what is happening here? Let it be an iPhone, or let it be even Colgate toothpaste, and let it be even Sensodyne. Sensodyne is much more expensive than your Colgate and Pepsodent. So depending on your need, they are creating a market for you so that you can ensure to buy the products. So just like whatever example I have actually mentioned here for you. Like in supermarkets, you have a lot of these discounts that's available, 7% off on detergents. Then let's say Pampers and Huggies, you have like 300% off. So what are they doing? They're creating a market for you. If you really want, you can go ahead and purchase these particular products. Now the third one is customer value. Okay, they definitely value the customers because customers are the ones who are the king of all the entire market. If there were no customers, definitely there was no value for your product. So customers are the ones who add value to your product. So they will ensure when they are selling products to the customers, the products are of good quality, they provide top service, there it is socially applicable to the entire society, it is cost effective, the quality is excellent, and the marketing strategies that they're using to sell the product to you is excellent. And the past experience, they'll ensure that when you start using the product, you will feel like a wow effect. Why? Because you will start loving the usage of the product. So that's the reason for any marketer, for any marketers, customers are the kings, okay, because they have to be served really well. So that is the reason the process of marketing facilitates the exchange of products and services between buyers and sellers. So what is happening here? There's a perception of the value of the product and service in satisfying their needs in relation to its cost, and basically marketer adds to the value of the product, but main thing is depending on the customer's preferences is what he manufactures the product so that the customer can purchase it and start using the product. Now the last one is exchange mechanism. Now what is this exchange mechanism? I've told you exchange word itself is telling you that I am taking something and giving you something else. So it's nothing but there is a buyer, there is a seller here, and the buyer is exchanging goods. Okay, the buyer is exchanging money for the goods that he has bought. Yes, and the seller is taking money in terms of goods that he has manufactured. So what is exchange? Is the process through which two or more parties come together to obtain the desired product. So for the buyer, he needs Huggies, he needs nappy pads, he needs, let's say he needs what else? Noodles, whatever product he needs or services he needs, he would definitely take it, but for the terms of money. Okay, because that's what's important to the marketer. Profits is something that's important to the marketer. So if a person is feeling hungry, he may get food by offering, by going to a restaurant and probably paying money there, and he would get food for his hunger to be quenched. Okay, or if he's thirsty, also he can just buy an water bottle and he can quench his thirst. So all these are nothing but exchange mechanism. Based on your needs and wants, you are getting it fulfilled through the seller by in terms of money value. Now, we have completed the features of marketing, which would come for a 4-marker. Now, these are topics which would come for a 2-marker. That's this one topic. Then I would move on to the philosophies of marketing. Okay, is a marketer. Okay, I have already told you the starting of the chapter. Starting of the chapter. Now, who is a marketer? He is a person just like us. Okay, definitely he is a person who analyzes who are the potential customers, what are the needs of the customers, what do the customers really want to buy. Okay, whether they want to buy products, whether they want services, what exactly are they looking for, okay, in the market. So what are these people, and depending on that, and depending on what the customers want, the marketer is a person who actively takes part in the process of exchanging. That's exchange mechanism, buying and selling. So he is an important person who acts as a bridge in marketing. Okay, because he is the one who is bridging the gap between the product and the seller buyer. Now, what is happening here? He is the one who's persuading the buyer, influencing the buyer to buy the product, telling him the features of the product, telling him this product is better than the other one. You can definitely go take over Mountain Dew. That's better than Pepsi. You can definitely take this toothpaste called Sensodyne. It's better than Colgate. So what is he doing? He's persuading the buyer to buy the product. Yes. So, what is the marketing philosophies? You have 5 philosophies, and one more thing is these marketing philosophies usually never gets asked. Even if it gets asked only for 2 markers. So 2 points you write is more than enough, but it's always better, okay, that you study this particular topic for a 4 marker. Okay, so I'm marking it important. Okay, so ensure that you're studying this topic for a 4 marker. Now you have 5 concepts of marketing management. First one is production concept, second one is product concept, then selling concept, marketing concept, and holistic is nothing but the societal concept or society concept. Okay, now the explanation I've already mentioned it here for you, but in case you have the explanation in your notes, that explanation also is more than enough. I have mentioned it here for you. Okay, so what is the meaning of this marketing management philosophies? It's nothing but it is like a thinking guide which helps the people to think and decide, helps the marketers to think and decide how exactly the organization should start selling their products to the target customers, or what will be the outcome of a particular product if in case they manufacture. Would the buyer be interested to buy the product? Would they be able to afford to have the product? So what are all these things is something that makes the marketer think of all the situations. Now, example, whether marketing efforts of focuses on product, says designing its features, selling techniques, customers needs, just like what I've actually told you. Like that, I have 5 concepts in marketing philosophies. The first one is production concept. See, don't go by the lines which I have put here. These lines are the same lines which I've already given to you in your notes. But if you look at the terminologies would actually help you to learn the particular answer. Now, the first one is the production concept. Production concept itself is telling you they're manufacturing the product. In the earlier days in Industrial Revolution, way before in 1991, there was a lot of demand for industrial goods. Now, what are these industrial goods? I will tell you again when you come to the topic called product mix. you would learn something called as classification of products. There you have classification of industrial products, durability, marketable products, whatnot you have it there. Definitely I'll give you a lot of pictures for you to understand, because this chapter mainly depends on pictures. If you can understand with the help of pictures, the chapter becomes very simple and easy for you. So in those days, there was a lot of rise for industrial products. Now, what are these industrial products? Nothing but machinery technology. So because of this, selling did not become a problem. Why? Because everybody wanted to have an industry, wanted to have a small scale sector, and every person could ended up selling these kind of machineries. So because of that, the production concept came into consideration. Okay, because selling was not a problem, and anybody who could produce the goods was able to sell the goods. So the second one is the product. Okay, so what happened here, we are talking about the product itself. Okay, customers here started looking for products which were superior in quality, performance, and where the efficiency of the product was much more high. They did not they were willing to spend high amount of money into it. They were also willing to spend a lot of time in checking if the durability of the product was also good. Okay, so that is where the product concept came into consideration. So the marketers, when they ensure to manufacture a product, they would ensure that the product is fitting into all these scenarios, and only then they would manufacture the third one is the selling concept, and fourth is marketing concept. Both these go hand in hand. Now, how exactly they go in hand? Looking at the picture, you will understand. See, if you actually see, wait, let me highlight it here for you so that it's easy for you to understand. If you see the selling concept, first, there is you focus on the product. Okay, so in the factory, you start manufacturing the product. Once the products are manufactured, you start selling and you start advertising, then you make profit. But in the marketing concept, it is the other way around. First, you will see who your target customers are, which age group. Are you targeting on children? Are you targeting on housewives? Are you targeting on, let's say, the younger generation, the older generation? First, you are searching who are your target customers based on your, let's say, surveys, your questionnaires. So depending on your target customers, you understand the needs of different age groups. Okay, so like a example, the younger generation likes to eat junk, but the middle-aged generation hates to eat junk. So definitely you would not advertise having the middle age group into your advertisements. Why? Because they are the people who are not liking to eat all these kind of things. So what are you doing? You're first searching for your target market. You're searching for your market, and then you're checking for the customer's needs. Based on that, you're coordinating the market. Okay, that means you're searching or you're advertising them, and then you start earning profit by manufacturing and selling them. So I will not even look at this particular, let's say, the paragraph that I have given you. Based on the picture itself, the understanding is very, very easy. Okay. The last one is the societal marketing concept. Here, what are you doing? You're ensuring that whatever products you are manufacturing is nowhere going to affect the society, or let's say the natural resources around our country or the entire world. Why? Because whatever resources you are using from the surface of the earth, or from, let's say, primary or the secondary resources that you're using, nowhere it should affect our society, or it should nowhere affect our social problems. Okay, like environmental pollution, deforestation, shortage of resources, population explosion, inflation. Nowhere you're supposed to go ahead and affect them. So these are the topics that we have learned today. Any doubts you have, please don't stop. please let me know. I would be able to assist you. I would definitely go ahead and I would reteach you if you have any doubts. Please ensure the questions are always answered. That is the way you gain confidence in learning a particular topic. So thank you so much. Ensure that Thank you so much. Hope you really enjoyed and this particular chapter, enjoyed listening. This particular chapter is a very important chapter. Ensure that you are not leaving any topic unlistened or unheard. Reason because every topic is important and please follow all the sessions. Okay. So any doubts you have, leave a comment, answer the questions. I would definitely be able to assist you. And please like and please subscribe. Please give me your feedback so that I would understand whether you're able to understand the topics. Thank you so much.